bless God for all of you, our viewers, and every time we always want to express our joy because of your faithfulness. We know that you follow these programs and you follow the program in our TV because you love us and because they are beneficial to you. So I want to welcome you again. This is Reverend George Kamanu, the Senior Pastor of Word of Faith Church Loiro. And we bless God even for those people who are inquiring about our trainings in the Word of Faith Community College. So you can continue to inquire. We have a lot of training there. We train on leadership. We train on other technical courses under TVET. And therefore, as you call, we can be able to give you more details, and it will be our joy. We want to continue with where we reached, and we are talking about that people will never go beyond you as a leader. This is the most important thing I want you to get as a leader, is that you are the lead of the organization. People can never be able to go beyond you. And I told you in the last episode, if people go beyond you, then it means you become a follower, and you don't want to become a follower. And we say this, is that if the people you lead can get what you give them from elsewhere, then you lose the moral authority to lead them. Because where they are getting it, that's where the moral authority is. Because people are calling you a leader, and indeed you are a leader because there is something they are benefiting from you. There is something different they are getting from you even as you lead them. And if they cannot continue to get it, then what happens is that you lose the moral authority to be their leader. And I want to tell you something today, and I believe this is true, and this is one of the way that we are even able to maintain people in our organization, whether a church or any other organization. And I'll teach you a principle that I want you to remember as you lead the people, is that give people what they can't get elsewhere, and they'll keep coming back. And I'll say that again. You give people what they can't get anywhere else, and they'll keep coming back. And I believe that is one of the ways even to maintain people in our organization. Hata kama ni kanisani, watu wafungwi na nyororo. Kifunga watu na nyororo, watafanya kazi ya kuikatakata. Me, I believe this as a pastor, is that I'm supposed to give people what they can't get elsewhere. People can look for late the whole of Loilo, and elsewhere they can't get it. And what happens? They'll keep coming back. Because remember, excellence attracts excellence. So we want to give people the very best. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, the Bible says this, whatever we fight to do, we do it with the whole of our hearts as unto the Lord, but not unto men. We do it wholeheartedly. We give it with all excellence. I know as we continue this program, we talk about excellence a lot, but the word excellence simply means is being the best of the best continually. In other words, it is doing it the first time all the time. Every time we do it with the whole of our hearts. Unajua, where there is excellence, there is no familiarity. Excellence has no room for familiarity. We want to become better. We give it the very best all the time. And even today, as you continue with your leadership, I pray that you do it with all passion. I'm saying you do it passionately. You give it the very best. And when you give that very best, you are going to attract the best. Excellence will always attract excellence. Give it the very best. Follow this. So is the truth is, we do God's work through a godly motive. And today I want to explain to you the three aspects of a godly motive. When we do the work of God, as we continue to serve God through serving His people, we do that with a godly motive. And remember this, when it comes to God, the motive is as important as the actual work. Why are you doing it? Because that matters a lot. Why are you a leader? What are you after? But we want, if we are going to do it and please God, if we are going to do it according to the will of God, we must do ministry through a godly motive, which is number one, it works to glorify God. Our work, we are working to bring glory and honor to God. Jesus said this, Father, I have glorified you. So our work is to glorify the one who has given us the assignment. And remember, God is the source of the calling. That leadership is an answer to a call of God. Kwa hivyo, it is from God, He is the source. We work to glorify God in whatever we do. Number two is that we work to edify the people. We work to build people up. The purpose is to build people up, to add value to them. And I want to tell you something today. Kwamba ministry is all about adding value into people's life. Our work is to add value to people's life. That's why God has called us, is that we want to improve the life of people. Those people who are under our leadership, after a while we look at them, we see they have made a step. The Bible says the will of God is that we move from one glory to the next glory. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 18 is from one level of glory through the other level of glory. Remember, leadership is meant to meet the need of the people. We are there to improve people, add value to their lives. And God has called us to add value to people's life. The purpose of authority, the purpose of God-given authority is to edify the people. Our work is to improve their lives. See them become better. See them move from one level of glory to the next level of glory through the input of our leadership. And number 3, when it comes to godly motive, is that it helps us to fulfill the call of God for our lives. Remember, even as we serve the people, we still have the call of God. There is a trust God has given us, and that leadership is part of that trust. And the Bible says that eventually we shall stand before the judgment seat of Christ, and we shall give the account of what we did with our calling. Because each one of us as leaders, we have a responsibility to fulfill the calling of God for our lives. We fulfill it. There's something God has created us to be able to do. So leadership will never rise above your ability, or rather your leadership, the leadership of that organization will never rise above your ability to lead as a leader. And today let me add you something else. This is how it is. A leader cannot take their follower further than they have traveled. And we will say that in another way. Therefore, the focus of the vision we said is the leader. Because the team is an extension of the coach's personality. We say like the coach, like the team. That's why unaonaga wakati hata timu ya mpira inachidwa, sidio, if they fail to meet the expectation, what happens? We sack the coach. We don't sack the players. Because where there is a failure, that failure is attributed to the coach. You as a leader, you are the coach of that organization. You are the coach of that church. You as the pastor, you are the coach. You are the coach in that home. When there's a challenge of leadership, a challenge with the organization, we take the coach, because everything else we take it to the coach. Follow this. The world is seeking for leaders who knows that leadership is a reflection of their personality. Very important. Which then call for a higher level of integrity. We talk about character. So every leader should know this, that the world is seeking for leaders, you and me, people that knows that my leadership is a reflection of my personality. In other words, who I am will determine what I do. In other words, what you become as a leader, your integrity as you work on your character, that character that you have, it will become now a reflection of what will be seen in the organization. Follow this. Your disposition, that is your character, is more important than your position. We have said that before. Once you take care of your character as a leader, it will take care of your reputation. Character development is a personal decision, and a character development in a leader, it must be a priority. You as a leader, I as a leader, we must be able to work on our character. We work on our being. In other words, we work on our spiritual maturity. Remember this, to the extent you allow God to work in you, to that extent God will work through you. In other words, we allow God to work in us. Let God work on your character. It's good for me to remind you this. God has no problem preparing the ministry for the minister, but the greatest challenge of God has always been to prepare the minister for the ministry. The ministry is there, but God is working now to develop the minister so that the minister can get to a level whereby he can be able to handle the ministry. I want to tell you today, as you continue your assignment, is that the ministry is already there. God has already said the ministry is there. Now God is working on you as a minister so that you can reach a level whereby you can handle the ministry according to the will of God. May you allow God today to work on you so that you become better and handle the ministry that God has for you. We love you. We thank God for you. We believe you are becoming better through these teachings, and continue to interact with us. Your response is of very great value to us. God love you. We love you. Shalom, shalom, shalom.